So ALIZEE is heading to the Group 1 flight stakes this Saturday over a mile, and she's 5th up in her preparation. So she heads into this race ready to peak, well and truly viewing this as her grand final. She has had a very, very good preparation, almost regarded as being faultless, and coming into the Group 1 off the back of her PB for the whole prep is, I feel, a real bonus for the filly, and not only a confidence booster, but it gave us the opportunity to dispel any concerns we had that she wasn't running out the distances genuinely. She's trained on since the T-Rose. She looks great. She's just looked incrementally better every run, and she's ready to peak on the weekend in a race where I think she's very, very well placed. Highness making his debut here in the Breeders' Plate. The colt was extremely impressive in the official barrier trials and ran the fastest trial of the morning from all of the colts divisions throughout that session. And I think one of the reasons he was able to do that is that the colt just has the ability to do everything right and seems very, very forward and ahead of the game. He's got real precocity, and he's got the strength of a horse that I think can step out and run very, very well on debut. I was happy with the work I saw this morning on the course proper at Warwick Farm, where he was strong throughout the work and strong through the line. But of course, this is a race every year that produces a top horse, I think, and most years can produce the colts that go all the way through to the slipper in the autumn. So he's going to need to be able to deliver on all of the promise that he's showing us in order to get over the top of these horses. But I feel like he's got what it takes to be, right at the top of the tree in a race like this, and it'd be lovely just to be able to draw a nice barrier where he can get a solid run throughout and give him every chance. OSORNO's also in the Breeders' Plate, and the difference between the two would be that OSORNO certainly looks like he's got more to offer once he comes back next preparation. He's just got a bit more scope about him. He doesn't pick up the bridle quite as instantly as Highness can, but one thing he's got a very, very good finish, and he's got a lovely big action. So I think that if he's able to expend his energy the right way and the race comes back to him a fraction on Saturday, and they don't just run the 1,000 metres at pure 1,000 metre speed all of the way, then OSORNO's the sort of horse that can really start putting in the big bounds and reeling in the front runners over the concluding stages. And if he was able to do that, then I think you can definitely look for OSORNO next year. He'd be a serious horse if he's able to run top 3 in the Breeders' Plate on Saturday. So we're giving him his opportunity to be competitive against them, and then that's going to lay a really strong platform for him to be coming back next year and figuring in much stronger races over 11 and 1,200 metres. HAVANA Cooler wasn't really able to fire a shot first up in the Tramway Stakes over 1,400 metres, but we knew that distance was going to be far below his best. He just needs to use these runs to build a base of fitness, and you want to look for the horse once he gets up to 2,800 metres and at least 1.5 miles to be working into his race with a competitive edge. So I think that if he can just grind home solidly again on Saturday and improve a lot on what he showed first up, then we're back on track with him. But I wouldn't think that he can beat the stablemate in the race. SPECTROSCOPE is in the Hill Stakes on Saturday. He's a little unsuited at weight for age here against some pretty accomplished horses like Fox Play and some other notable horses that are nominated. Nevertheless, it's a rich prize money race worth $500,000, and I think that if he can show the necessary improvement up to 1,800 metres for the first time in Australia, then he'll certainly be one of our more interesting runners on the day. I was hoping that SPECTROSCOPE might have done a little bit more in his first 2 runs for the stable this prep, but I do reflect that he demonstrated a good turn of foot on rain-affected tracks last preparation, and although the feeling was that he may be better on top of the ground, he hasn't proved that to be the case yet in 2 runs back so far. 3rd up at 1,800 metres, he gets his opportunity. Fitness is on his side, and he did produce some solid track work this morning at Osborne Park. But I really want to see it from this horse, and I wonder whether he isn't looking for 1.25 miles already. And if that's the case, then he's certainly on track.